is AnY Pony, and welcome to Full House, kind of like. Yeah, we are at Andy's place over, and besides Andy and Peanut, we also have Bella with us once again. Hi, Bella.
Hi.
And Fluttershy as well. So, yeah, we just watched the last episode before the big season finale of season 4, the Equestria games. And first of all, what I think is an interesting move that they kind of managed to make a cop-out out of making it basically an episode completely featuring sport event after sport event or something like this. They featured a little bit with the archery contest as well as with the flying contest. But they focused mainly on something happening on Spike's end. And I think this was a really well executed cop-out. The episode was called Equestria Games. It was a big event that has been built up since season 3, but they pulled it off to make it not an episode only about the games, but also not make it disappointing. It was a nice mixture. You had the feeling, yes, these are the games. The title was justified because it was about the games all the time. Even the whole Spike issue was completely related and connected to the game. So it was a cop-out, but it was a very well done cop-out.
Yeah, I liked it as well. I think it is a very, very decent episode. It's not one of the very best episodes or so, but it's an episode that is good. And
the grumpy middle agrees.
And an episode that you can watch again. I liked it. I think it was also a good Spike episode.
Yes.
I think Spike was portrayed very well here, and a little bit more depth added to his character, which is always good for Spike because he always gets the tiniest straw.
So
to speak.
Megan did not promise too much at the infamous panel at BabsCon that there would be 2 interesting Spike episodes coming up. Even so, back to back was kind of like, really? 2 weeks? I mean, I'm not basic. I don't want to actually complain that there are 2 Spike episodes. It's just usually they mix stuff up, and now we had 2 in a row.
Yeah, in a row. I don't get why, because if the last one, Inspiration Manifestation, could have easily been the 15th episode or so. It was not relevant that it was so close to this one.
But
so
then again, it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, at least you got some good episodes. Finally, it took them 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Once again, to let me eat my words, it was another good Polsky episode. I was joking before we started watching. I was joking about episode right before the season's finale related to the Equestria Games, written by Polsky. Are we in for another disaster? No.
I like the episode she calls it disaster.
No, but Games Ponies Play. I basically said back then, like, it is a horrible episode, but I love it. It's so great.
Yeah.
I had fun.
Okay,
but this time, this episode had a lot more to offer than just fun. Yeah. First, with the moral or lesson, whatever, I consider it a really relatable one. I mean, it could only be me, but I personally am a typical person, one of the typical persons who is far too hard with myself, even on a completely irrational level. I mean, I could probably save an empire twice and still be upset about the fact that I couldn't perform this little task earlier. So I consider it a relatable lesson not only for the kids but also for adults, because humans have a tendency to be too harsh on themselves, and it was well done, and it was also not an episode making Spike the butt of the joke all the time. He was once again treated with respect in that regard.
Yes, finally.
Yeah.
And the joke with the lighter we had at Apple Family Reunion, that was again, they took it again, so I like that very much. And Derpy didn't speak. Every fan was like, oh, Derpy will speak maybe, and I was like, no, forget it.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
That's the thing, guys. Honestly, consider this public service announcement. Stop having so much an elaborate expectations. They will get disappointed. If you are not expecting anything, and she will talk, it will be the best day in your life.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Derpy would have her become back in Rainbow Falls, and it was for me like, bam! And I couldn't have had this if I would have had any expectations. So guys, don't spoil yourself everything. You're just hurting yourself. A more general aspect about this episode, the Equestria games have been built up for, I believe, 4 episodes by now.
Yeah.
We have Games Ponies Play, we have Fly to the Finish, we have Rainbow Falls, and did I miss one? Probably. They tied a lot of stuff together. Of course, the things that were kind of obligatory, like with the CMC being there for the flag pulling thing, Harshwingy being there. Of course, then we also got to see a lot of exotic ponies or horses or whatever they were. The
Saddle Arabia.
Saddle Arabia, thanks. Yeah. Pony Park. Yeah, there were the Saddle Arabian ponies and also some Asian style
All
looking
these
ponies
horse
you
puns.
just saw for
Really?
a moment. Yeah, they sat right next to them.
Yes.
Watch it again. There was,
Yes,
by the
watch
way,
it again. So that is a reason to watch it again for
yeah,
you.
on the point of watch it again. This was another one with details without end. We only got the season finale left, and if Experience told us anything, they really pull all strings for the season finale. So
It was also interesting on a world building level. Minimal, but still, I mean, like freezing arrows. That was pretty interesting and stuff like that. The only thing that I don't like about this episode would be, my main complaint would be, why not a two-parter? That would have been a perfect story for a two-part episode. Like,
No.
so this way you could have seen more of the Equestria games themselves. I would have liked that. But it would have been interesting for me.
I am not sure if the games itself could pull an entire episode. I mean,
Really?
yeah, I'm not sure. So I still stand to what I said in the opening, that I think this cop-out was a really well done move to find a nice balance between a story arc and the games.
Wie gesagt, ich mochte, wie Spike mit sich gekämpft hat. Ich habe nicht so viel verstanden von den Dialogen. Aber einiges war lustig und sie war aber auch nicht überragend. Also sie war gut, aber auch nicht eine der besten Episoden, würde ich sagen.
So she liked Spike struggling with himself, and she didn't understand a lot of the dialogues. All in all, she would say it was a good episode, a decent one, not a really good episode, but it was a good episode.
I don't like any Spike episodes. I hate the Spike episodes. I don't like Spike. Yes.
Dum dum dum. Hold please all the hate comments over on his channel, der Erdnusskrieger. Not on my channel, please. Don't dislike my video for his
I
thing.
love
I
Spike.
distance myself from this very
Totally,
statement.
I love Spike. I heart him so much.
This episode is good for the details. You see griffins, more crystal ponies, and more background ponies speaking, and a lot of details. There is one scene in this episode, she looks cruel, and this is the last clip from Spike jumping over the Pegasus ponies and burning the cloud down. It's not a bad episode, it's a good episode, and
But it's a Spike episode,
I
so
mean,
blah blah blah.
those young kids don't know to appreciate scenes without action and with characters.
No.
This rating will be interesting because everyone has a different opinion for this episode. We'll see what we came up with.
Over
What we
in
came up
Andy's
with.
video on his
Yes.
channel.
Oh yeah. Click me to come to the reaction video. Hello, it will come out as soon as possible.
While the whole Spike is a hero thing at the beginning was on a certain level understandable, it still goes along with the whole concept of continuity, which this episode did a good job on. Back in the episode The Crystal Empire, the thing he did wasn't this great, especially since he pretty much just saved the day after Twilight screwed up, but it was understandable. In the end, thanks to the circumstances, he actually was a savior of the Crystal Empire. And it is understandable that the Crystal Ponies kind of worship him. Then it was nice to see all 4 Alicon princesses in place, everyone having their own throne, and you see a little bit of difference in their appearance and behavior. Even so, once again, there is a big catastrophe. Who is not doing anything at all? The goddamn Alicon. All the Pegasi jump off their seats, fly up there, trying to save the day. The unicorns cannot do anything because of the magic thing. The 4 Alicons just sit there.
There's a comic issue, one of the latest ones. Friends Forever, Spike and Celestia together, and Spike talks a lot about with Spike why she doesn't act. Mostly, they actually address that issue. So read the comic, and you might get a glimpse of why they didn't act here, though they could have.
Besides all the praise I already had for the episode, a little bit of nitpick. It had, once again, a little bit of the Polsky-esque vibe to it, but
Yeah,
still a great.
I agree.
I still have to say Polsky does really good slice of life when he wants to and when he is not focusing on the humor. But every now and then there were some jokes and gags that were a little bit painful to watch. For example, when Spike takes the stage for singing the scene. I mean, it was an integrated part of the story. It was his second fall in a row, so it actually had a purpose. But oh my God, I was so embarrassed for him. It was so hurtful to watch. Oh God.
I always wanted a Spike song, but not that kind of Spike song. Oh my God, no.
Last but not least, one positive note again about the writing. So thumbs up for Polsky. When there was this whole thing with Twilight secretly enlightening the fire for Spike, I was really like, please don't let it be this episode about a big misunderstanding and she not being willing to tell him and
till the end.
They found a smooth way to work around. So I really was glad for the conflict they picked and for how all the characters dealt with it. Well then, this is AnY.
Bella!
Ja, Nusskrieger.
And Andy.
Saying, see you soon.
Bro!